Today's story, a heck of a hack. Welcome to Thank God It's a Story Saturday with Jaydeep Naha, General Manager Siemens, and yours truly. Now, today's story I first came across when I was helping a client build a cybersecurity narrative, and the story was published in Court House News Service and written by Elizabeth Warmer Dan. I got so interested in the story that I looked for more, and then I found it in BBC Sounds, the amazing podcast called The Lazarus Heist, hosted by two brilliant journalists, Jeff White and Jean Lee. Please check it out. The story goes back to March 2014 when Amy Heller, VP at Sony Entertainment, lost her job due to a restructuring exercise. She then went and did her MBA and was back in the job market somewhere early 2015. If you look at Amy's LinkedIn profile, she comes across professional, credible, somebody who'd get a job like that. Except that Amy was not getting a job like that. Because when she was looking for a job, she received this message from someone that there is something strange on the internet about her. She then went and looked as to what this person was referring to and was shocked to see what she found. There was a document on the internet available for everyone to see, obviously, which was titled Property Crime Sony Amy Heller. How did that happen? Now, when Amy left Sony, she returned her laptop and her phone back to the company. And when the Sony technician went to Amy's unsecured office with, the normal checklist that people have to cross-check which equipment is returned, which devices return or not, he found one thing missing. That was a $90 ergonomic mouse. No big deal. Yes, no big deal. That is why it was not brought to Amy's attention, even though as a, process the report was created, it was labeled benign, and Amy was in touch with HR till May 2015, and it was not a big deal, except that it did become a big deal when it went to an internet and was available for everyone to see. How did that happen? Now, that happened because of the very famous Sony hack done by a group called the Guardians of Peace. Now, once they hacked the Sony system, they started to put really personal information of people out in the public space, like their identity numbers, their birth records, how much they earned in the organization. And as a result of that, this particular document was also available on the internet. Now, why was this such a big problem for Amy? Because she was looking for a job and for positions where normally people would Google her. Now, when they Googled her, this was a thing that they found. Surely not the right thing for her job prospects. She then went and filed a lawsuit against Sony, which worked against her. Why? Because when she was filing the lawsuit, she thought, nobody's interested in her. People want to know all about the stars, except that a newspaper picked up her story, and then she became known for wrong reasons, and her career in the entertainment industry was finished. She had no choice but to reinvent herself. What is the point of this story? Let's hear it from Jaydeep.
So I think one of the reasons why this story really resonates with me is because it's so much about the individual than just the corporate or the governments of different countries. The first thing which comes to my mind is, in tomorrow's connected world, which has already started today, we have this continuous increase in generations, in capacities, and ongoing market liberalizations and skills and different kinds of technologies coming in together. So everything is like a connected set of working and principles with very tight regulatory frameworks. And that basically leads to an optimization of asset deployments and centralization of risk management. And cybersecurity, to my view, is a big threat at the moment, which is also an opportunity for a lot of colleagues. I mean, there are other examples where you see what's going on in Europe, for example, or you can see what is going on or what had actually happened in the US, in the Florida pipeline case. There were cases where actually banks were actually hacked into and people lost money. So at the end of the day, it's all about individuals. And in most of these cases, you will see that even though the hacks have become more and more sophisticated nowadays, there are fixes to those. And that's what we from the corporates, together with the governments, are actually working on to fix those. But if you see deeper enough, you would actually find that it is always also at the individual end, which led into these hacks. So I think for me, the biggest takeaway is people have to be more aware of how they can contribute to the overall scenario. They would need to know that they can contribute just by raising their awareness. And last but not the least, I think this is also an opening into the gig economy of the future, because not only just governments and corporates like us are going to fix this, it's at the individual level, we have to fix this as well. That would also contribute to the gig economy of the future, I believe.
I think the biggest thing I take away from that is the word that Jaydeep said, awareness. Always be aware of the activity you are engaging with online. And one more thing, Amy Heller had done nothing wrong and inadvertently became a victim of a hack, which could happen to any of us. Jeff White's amazing book, The Lazarus Heist, is now available for pre-order. I sure will be ordering a copy for myself today. Stay storied.